Ah, that's it. Oh my goodness, y'all. Okay, so I need to make a note of that I started. Okay, now let me turn myself down. Okay. Rewind. That was a horrible rewind noise. All right, listen, everybody. It's Camille Prosperity out of Savannah, Georgia. So sorry about that. So I need to make a note that about 2:15 the video actually starts. I'll put that in the what you call it, timestamps when this video is done. Sorry about that, y'all. Thank you guys. Hey, stay focused. Welcome to the broadcast. John Davis, what's going on? Sorry about that, y'all. But we're rocking and rolling now. So let me do my little quick intro. It's Camille Prosperity out of Savannah, Georgia. Guys, we're not going to be on here long for real. I just wanted to drop something in your ear, in your brain right quick. This was actually supposed to be a part of the last broadcast. We covered a lot of ground in the last broadcast. How many of y'all watched that? How many of you did homework from the last broadcast? How many of you have actually, if you have not at least visited your law library, have you looked up where it is? Please let me know in the comments down below. Or am I just talking to myself? Are y'all actually taking this information, having some aha moments, and being inspired to take action? Please tell your girl. All right. Also, replay viewers, live viewers, as you come in, please stay focused. You found yours? Awesome. Is your law library at the college or at the government courthouse, or is it someplace else? I'm just being nosy. So while Stay Focused does that, I want the replay and the live viewers to drop their district, say their circuit. Drop your district, say your circuit. And for those of you, if this is your first time here, we used to just do the regular schmegula. Hey, where you watching from? Which I like to know that. But we take it a little bit extra over here because we take this stuff seriously, right? So I want you to not only drop your district, say your circuit, not only say where you live, like city and state, but I want you to drop your district, say your circuit. So as you can see, I already told you I'm in Georgia. Georgia is the 11th circuit. And what this refers to, I just like to educate you guys. What this refers to is basically your circuit, your district. That is how the judges in your area make rulings and opinions on different things. So it's not enough to know the laws. You kind of sort of need to know how the people in your area, in your territory, rule on things, because they might rule differently on an FCRA case in California than they do in Georgia for a variety of reasons. Judges are people, and so I want you to think about it just like how your parents are people. And you ever had your parents say, once you tell them, well, so-and-so's mom, let her do it, and say, well, I ain't so-and-so's mom. Well, think of judges like that. What one judge may do, another one may not. Okay, so there's that. Definitely look up this. You see the map right here, guys. So I want some participation. If I can show up on this video and take time. I was watching something with the family, but we took a break because I said I'm going to be more dedicated to showing up for you guys at a specific time so we all can congregate together. The least you can do is give me some feedback, right? Yes. Oh, okay. So Stay Focused said his or her, I don't know. I'm sorry. That'll be simple. Their law library is at the courthouse. Okay. All right. Now, I thought it would be. Okay, and you're in Texas, District 5. That's what I'm talking about. John Davis said, I haven't looked for a law library. I have books on what's relevant to me. All right now. But there's a lawyer that's my go-to guy. Wow, if it's something I can't handle. For me, East Texas, 5th Circuit. Okay, so y'all are 5th Circuit neighbors. Stay Focused and John Davis. Look at that. All right, awesome. And that's great. It is great when you have a good lawyer who's going to tell you the real. And yeah, I totally like the fact that basically from what I got from this, John Davis, you're building your own law library at home, which is good. We need to get back to that. We need to get back to having a room. Like if you look at some of the older sitcoms or like shows, there was a study, right? Or there was a wall of books and bookshelves, and many of us grew up, right, with a place where our encyclopedias, our family had a set of encyclopedias. I don't know if families do that nowadays. And so I would like for my viewers to start doing that. Have a place for books and a place for notes, right? Books that you read and books that you write. So as you start studying stuff, I want start documenting how much hours have you spent um learning this information, because what it's going to do is it's going to make you have more confidence. Dang, I done clocked 60 hours already. I done clocked 2,000 hours. I done clocked 10,000 hours. You guys, what is it? Malcolm Gladwell, when he talked about how many hours it takes to become an expert at something, start clocking that, start documenting that, right? And then later on, it's not only going to help you be more confident when you go to assert your rights and defend your rights, but it's also going to help you respect your time when other people who are not as dedicated as you say, hey, help a brother out, help a sister out. And then you could be like, how much have you helped yourself first? Does that make sense? I hope so. So what we're going to talk about tonight, guys, is contracts. And again, this was supposed to be something that I talked about on the other video, but we talked about so much. We had really good dialogue that I accidentally left it out. So if you noticed in the description box of the other video, I had something related to contracts. So always look in the description box of my videos. I haven't done the one for this one just yet. I'll do it when later on tonight, but I just wanted to get this up. So with contracts, this is very important because most of what we do pertains to contracts. Now, I want to ask you guys, how many contract types do you think there are? Just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10? And when I say that, I mean, I see a lot of people saying, where is my blue ink wet signature? And the people who are always crying about that usually mean that they think there's only one type of contract, and that's the written contract, right? Because it would have to be a blue wet ink signature for something that would imply that's talking about a written contract. So what I want to know is, outside of a written contract, how many contract types do you think there are? Drop the names down below. Do you know of any other contract type besides the written contract type? Hopefully we get at least one other besides written. Okay. Hey, El Don Cripto, you're from Stafford, Virginia, 4th District. No, you haven't found your law library. You know, thank you for this comment. So you followed directions. You told us your district and where you're watching from, and you haven't found your law library yet. No problem. At least you know what's going on my channel. At least you know what's going on. So that is all good. But if you haven't watched the previous video, El Don Cripto, and go back and watch it. And you know, your law library is most likely either going to be at some college or university near you that offers a law program, or the county courthouse. So go in there though, because they have some stuff that you won't find online. D. Kreider said most loans are contracts. So that correct. So this really encompasses a lot of what we're doing, because if we're going to learn our rights and then defend our rights, we're going to eventually end up in court, because these people do not take us doing that lightly. They make a lot of money off of our ignorance, right? I call it ignorance income all of the time. So we're going to end up in court. And it is very important that when we go to court, we have a better understanding of contract law than what most of us do. But that's going to start with, how many types of contracts are there? All right, hold on. John Davis coming through. Oral, electronic. He said, I only deal with written. I'm old school. I know that's right, John. Okay, stay focused. Also coming through. I know those two would. My Texas folk. Verbal, written, electronic. Yes. Hey, Seal Homes. I just Google mine. Now I know where it is location. Yay! Great job. So are you going to visit homes? Are you going to visit soon? Y'all, please go to the law library. Even if you only have 15 minutes, just go in there the first time. You know, the hardest time to do anything is the first time. And then eventually, let's get into a habit of, like I said, if we're at home doing something, paying the bills, whatever, let's start doing that in places where we can connect. And the reason why I want y'all to do this is because if you're on my channel, something in you really wants to know this stuff. And so I want you to get in an environment where you can actually meet a person who can take you to the next level. Just like John Davis has the hookup, right? He got the hookup with a lawyer already. I want all of y'all to have like a go-to person who knows who you'll meet in the law library. But if you're serious about the stuff, chances are that's where your butt need to be. Okay. So nothing I'm doing is just for fun. It's all for a reason. Okay. I don't want you guys to look for a go-to person once you're already in trouble. And that's what the majority of people do. They send emails to YouTubers and be like, I need your help. God sent me to you. And no. So let's dig the well before we're thirsty, right? Okay, I got chats and stuff popping up. Hold on one second. Y'all. Hold on. Okay, so we talked about what types of contracts there are. So basically, there are many types of contracts, but we're going to the things that I hear about most are the written, right? The oral, and then implied. And also there's express. And people don't talk about the last two as much. I am with John Davis. I really only want that written, but you guys really need to understand the implied contracts are really what get the majority of us. Okay. Those are contracts that you can contract with someone kind of sort of unknowingly or inadvertently. A lot of times with credit card agreements, they'll be like, where's the contract? Where's the contract? I didn't sign a contract to get this credit card. No, but you filled out an application. You have a credit card agreement that was sent to you. It's an implied contract, so to speak, because you're using the privileges and benefits of the credit card. So you can't be like, I don't have no contract with you. But you just redeemed all the Sky Miles, right? You just took all the points and got a Louis Vuitton book back. So how you gonna use the benefits and privileges, but then you want to act like you don't know me, right? Kind of weird, right? It's like if you're dating someone and y'all doing all the things that dating people do, but then when you go out, they be like, this my friend. You be like, who your friend? I wasn't your friend last night, right? There's an implied contract that I'm your woman. I'm your if it's for a guy, I'm your man, right? It's implied. Kind of think of it like that. So the companies are just like that person, right? Don't take all the benefits and privileges of hanging out with me, and then you don't want to claim now you don't know me. You don't know me in front of your homeboy. You don't know me in front of the judge. Y'all know I have a funny way of making points. Seal Holmes said, right. I don't know if she said it like that for real, but that's how I heard it. Right. So let's look at this right quick, okay? I mean, does that make sense so far? Because I'm telling y'all, the implied contracts is what's getting the majority of people. And this is very important. I'm going to tell y'all why in a little bit. But first and foremost, I just want to go a little bit, just show you guys what Google says an implied contract is. Google says, handy dandy Googler, right? It says an implied contract is a non-verbal or unwritten, yet still legally binding contract that is based on behavior, or a set of circumstances. So again, if you're going to act, if don't just talk the talk, walk the walk. If you want to be about it, then you got to be about it. Okay. Implied contracts may be implied in law or implied in fact. And you guys can go further with this and look it up. But I'm telling you right now, the implied contracts will get a lot of people in trouble. Because if you go to court saying, "Where's my blue wet ink signature?" the judge is going to be like, oh, here we go with this crap again. You got to understand there's more than just a written contract. And the majority of contracts are implied. Now, as far as expressed contracts, that's an agreement where parties usually explicitly spell out the contract terms. It could be written or orally. Both parties are fully aware of their terms. Terms are binding, and either party can take legal steps to enforce. Now, why is it important that you have a good understanding of this? Well, it's because all right, home. She said I did, and yes, okay, awesome. So it's important that you have an understanding of this because there is something called, well, actually, let's do this. You know, I like participation and interaction. What is it called when you only have a certain amount of time to get things done in law? 3 words. What is it called when you only have a certain amount of time? Like you can't just claim stuff for forever. Forever? No, you can't do that. You have a time. What is the time limit in law called that you, thank you, John Davis, of course. Ding, 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 ding. You are correct. It's called the statute of limitations. Okay. And so you need to know about different types of contracts because when you think contract, you only think of the one in writing. However, as we've established, there are more than just the written. So I have this link, and I'll drop all links below in the description box of this video afterwards. But if you're in the chat, you can see this link right now. If you go to, what is this, nolo.com, which is an excellent resource that I really, really like. Excuse me. They show you right here all 50 states and the District of Columbia. You guys didn't know there's 50 states and not 51, right? Right. So they show you all 50 states and the District of Columbia. Right here, you have the state, and I really, really like this chart. I found other ones, but I really like that they give you the statute. So you can look it up for your specific state. So they give you a state statute. What is the statute of limitations for written contracts? What is the statute of limitations for oral contracts? You see that? And I know y'all think it's the same for everything. It's not. So as you see, Arizona, written contract, 6 years. Oral contracts, only 3. Now, this is very, very important because oftentimes when we think of statute of limitations, we only think how many years, y'all? Normally, if you hadn't seen this chart, how many years would you think? Tell me. Let me go. Oh, good job. Seal Holmes said statute of limitations as well. I just didn't see her comment. So great, great, great. John said, I'm a used car dealer. I've heard of implied warranties and express warranties. This is the first time I've heard. Really? I used to be a used car dealer too, John Davis. This is the first time I've heard of implied and express contracts. Good to learn something new. Oh, wonderful, wonderful. And you know what? Just hold tight because for those of you who make it through this video, I got a really, if you like that little tidbit, John, I got a special treat for y'all at the end. Okay? I got a special treat for y'all at the end. So, cool. How many years, guys, if you had not seen this chart, tell me what do people normally think the statute of limitations is? Just guess. If off the top of your head, if you had to guess, what would you guess would be the number of years? I know y'all know it. Y'all just don't want to say it for some reason. But there you go. Thank you, El Don Crypto. El Don Crypto says 7 years. Right. Mary Alice said forever. And ever? No. D. Crowder says 6 years. I'm going to highlight Don Crypto because this is the most common number I hear. 7 years. And you know where we get that from? Does anybody know why everybody thinks that the statute of limitations for stuff is 7 years? Y'all know. If you think about it, where did you get that number 7 from? Okay. Just for the sake of time, I'm going to go ahead and tell you. It's because of your credit report. Because we know that most things fall off our credit report in 7 years, we think that the statute of limitations is 7 years. Nah. This is why you really got to take the time to understand this stuff, because one thing does not mean another. Oh, that's a good one. Now see, Mary Alice trying to open up a whole nother can of worms. She said biblical. Now it's funny that you say that, because when you start getting into these, when you really get into the law, there are a lot of biblical similarities. There are a lot of similarities between the Bible and this credit stuff and your rights and law. It's mind blowing. Okay, and I'm not a Bible beater, but as I study this stuff and tap into people who know way more than me, I'm just like, oh my goodness, like they're not arbitrarily pulling this stuff out of thin air. When they create these laws and do certain things, it is to mess with your mind and mess with your spirit. And so, yes, a lot of it is biblically based. So thank you for saying that, Mary Alice. Still also chimed in, but yeah, you don't even know how right you were in that. But if you keep studying enough, your mind will be blown. So yes, that 7 years comes from the fact that stuff stays on your credit report for 7 years. But this is why I tell the credit crushers, and D. Crider knows this, because you're a credit crusher alumni. I'm glad to see you again. I hope all is well. But what did I tell y'all, Crider? Just because it stays on your credit report for 7 years does not mean that that person can still sue you and they're within the statute of limitations to do so. That is why a lot of times something may be on your credit report, and then all of a sudden the debt collector will take action to sue you, and you like, hold up, this thing has been on my credit report for a year now. Why are they trying to sue now? They're trying to sue because the statute of limitations for them to sue is about to run out, even though they can keep it on your credit report. And this is why you need to understand this stuff, because just because something is on your credit report don't mean they can sue you for it. But you don't know what you don't know. So if they take you to court, let's say you're in Georgia, right? Like me. All right. So we see here, let's not do Georgia. Well, no, we could do Georgia. So this is the written one. This is the oral one. So oral contracts, 4 years to sue. And keep in mind, Georgia is a single party state. That means that I can record somebody and I don't have to have their permission to record. So if I'm on the phone with a neighbor and I'm like, you said you would give me that $200, and they like, yeah, I said it, but you can't prove it. And I recorded the conversation. That's an oral contract. I could take that recording to court in Georgia because it's a single party state and I don't have to have their permission to record. And I could say, see, yeah, we didn't have a written contract, but they said right here on the phone call that I have a recording of that they owed me the $200. But I only have 4 years to do that because it's an oral contract. Now, if it's a written contract, I have 6 years to do that. So say for something like a credit card, while it can stay on your credit report for 7 years, they only have 6 years to take you to court for the debt. And if it's third-party debt collector, it don't matter when they take you to court. You should never be shaking in your boots, because if you don't, like I know, and you've been watching my videos, they ain't got no rights to your money. But I'm not going to get into that can of worms tonight. So, however, the original creditor has 6 years to take you to court, but 7 years for it to stay on your report. So around that 5-year mark, you might find that all of a sudden they want to take you to DeKalb County Superior Court for this discover bill. Okay, it can very easily happen. Now listen to me good, class. Let's say you hit the 6-year mark and here we are at 6.5 years. They can still sue you. They can still sue you, but it's up to you to go. And when you receive the summons to go to court, instead of being like, oh, I've never been to court before, I'm scared I'm going to jail. Because I remember the first time I got a summons for a credit card bill, I was like, I thought as soon as I walked through the courthouse, like I thought as soon as I walked through the doors, right, and put my stuff on the conveyor belt, they were gonna be like, clink, clink, you're going to jail. I just didn't know. I was young. I was super duper scared, very, very green, right? And most people freeze up when they get a summons to court. And the summons is really just for you to appear and say what you got to say. What you got to say, Craig? So if they sue you at the 6.5 year mark, 6.5 is more than 6, right? So that's up to you to show up to court and be like, Your Honor, they're not even within the statute of limitations to sue. According to Georgia code, blah, 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 blah. It's only 6 years for a written contract. This debt is 6.5 years old. Therefore, I would like to file motion for summary judgment because they ain't got no case. They ain't got no claim on this money. And the judge would be like, You're right. You win. And that's that. But guess what? They know that most of us don't know that. They know that most of us have it stuck in our head 7 years. So they will still file well beyond the statute of limitations because they also know that 90% of court cases are won because by default judgment, because we shaking in our boots and we won't even come to court. We somewhere at the Tenga outlet, right? Eating some ice cream, trying to drown our sorrow and sugar. Now, if you in Illinois, Indiana, and Iowa, move because they tripping with this 10 years. Just move. Just move. Just move. So yeah, this chart is very handy dandy. Oh, look at that. Okay, and if you at one of them others, move to Mississippi. Oh no, don't move to Mississippi. Sorry, all my Mississippi folks. Move to North Carolina. Move to North Carolina. Yeah, not too hot, not too cold. Wonderful family of nice property taxes. Yeah, move to North Carolina. So, anywho, that is the statute of limitations along with the statute codes for each and every state, written versus oral contracts. Is this helping out anybody so far? Let me, y'all commenting. Okay, let's see. We had some good comments. It's biblical. It's biblical. Hey, what's going on, DJ AT? Oh, you thought 20? Okay, I'm glad you are here. Oh, he said do Virginia. All right, before I end this, let me go to Virginia. What Virginia got? Okay, you at 5 and 3. 5 for the written and 3 for the oral. Okay. Oh, he said, please. Oh, you have manners. All right, no problem. Mary Alice said, I just, huh? You're done? Okay, you about to go take your shower?
After you're done with that, yes.
Okay, you about to eat? Get some food.
I don't know.
Okay.
My bad.
I'm on this video, so you go ahead and just get some food.
You sure?
Yes, I'm on this video. I'm not trying to be impatient. I'm just saying. Okay, sorry, y'all. Mommy duty. Mary Alice said, I just learned about single party state from one of your old videos. Look at you! Yes. And you know what? Let me go ahead and just say hats off and kudos. I see some of you guys watching old videos. And when you do it, comment, y'all. Comment so that I know. Because I just love to see that you guys, again, are taking it seriously enough to go back and watch that old stuff, because a lot of this information is timeless. It's not like I'm doing celebrity news and within 24 hours it no longer counts. No, these videos build upon each other and my knowledge is constantly increasing, and I'm trying to share that with y'all. There was actually someone who went to book a private consult with me, and by the time I responded to her, which it was literally the next day, but she said, you know what, I actually watched some of your old videos and I found my answer. Now, how long it took her, I do not know. It could have taken her, she could have stumbled upon the answer within the first 2 videos, but a lot of people book private consults with me because who knows, it might take them 20 videos before they find the answer, and they just want to save that time. So the private consult is like, it's literally also on Zoom. You ask me something, I give you the question right, the answer right then, and that usually leads to another question, and boom, 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 versus you watching a longer video with my jokes and my comments and my intros and my outros and all that other stuff. But the old videos are good nonetheless. All right. So great job, Mary Alice, and everybody else who has been doing that. John Davis said, homework from my local chamber of commerce. Okay, cool. Most TILA, and for those of you who do not know, that stands for Truth in Lending Act. TILA governs a lot of contract. Okay. Your car contract is governed by TILA, Truth in Lending Act. So he said most TILA violations typically 1 year limitation. This is true. 15 USC 1640E. This is how you guys please understand that when you see stuff like this, this is where USC stands for United States Code. And then he says cited in decision. Come on, John Davis. But in case y'all do not know, John Davis is not new to this. He is true to this. So that's why he is doing such a good job of telling. I love it when a person can make a comment and then tell you how, like, back up their comment, tell you where to go look up and verify that what they are saying is true. So take a screenshot of this, and also you guys look up that case, Sanford versus JP Morgan Chase Bank for the year 2022. That's a recent decision too. I'm going to have to look that up myself. So thank you so much for that, John Davis. So what did we talk about so far? Let me see here. So we talked about different types of contracts, right? We talked about statute of limitations, and we discussed how they are different by state and how it has nothing to do with the amount of time that that something can stay on your credit report. So I really, really want you guys to get that, because a lot of these creditors and these companies are making buku money off of you simply because you do not know the statute of limitations for your state. Do you understand me? Okay, great. So let's talk about something else, because once you go to court, I'm hearing a lot of people say, I'm going to request my blue wet ink signature. Y'all, it's 2023. It is not 1923. A lot of people know that most contracts won't have a blue wet ink signature. So stop it. Stop it. That is not the only way to prove that a contract is valid. And then when you get into the whole like sovereignty thing, that's when people get real crazy with it. They be like, I use red ink because red stands for blood. I use purple ink because purple is royalty. I don't use black because black is dead. And let me tell y'all something. What color you use, like, if you really tap into people who are serious about this, what color you use is not as important as how you sign. Okay? Please understand me. What color ink you use is not as important as how you sign. And I'll get into that a little bit more, but let me just tell you this. I do sign with a blue ink only because blue ink is like, I'm not going to sign with a black, because you can't tell if you have black ink and you make a photocopy, you really can't tell. But if you sign with blue all the time, and I would suggest you have your own pen. Don't go to the dealership and say they didn't have any blue pens there. Of course they didn't. But carry your own blue pens, right, that you like to sign with, and walk with those. I personally like blue just because if I know if they make a photocopy and I sign in black, it's harder for me to distinguish a black original from a black photocopy. But a blue original is going to be black when it photocopies. I know somebody's going to be like, they could use a color printer, but yeah, most don't. Okay, so definitely don't focus as much. Don't get lost in the sauce, okay, y'all? Don't focus as much on, what color ink and is it a wet ink as it is, do they actually have a right to sue? Okay? Do they actually have a right to sue? Are they within the statute of limitations? Did we actually have a contract? If so, what kind of contract was it? Now, when it comes to the signature part, going forward, yes, sign in blue, but also let's get a little bit more advanced and start focusing on how do we sign our name. And this is something that I will get into in more depth later, but right now this is contract basics. But I do want you to know there are different ways that you can sign your name, and they mean different things. There are some people out here that are copywriting their name for various reasons. And I'm going to share with you a book. It's called Cracking the Code. I found this on Yusuf L's channel. Okay. And this book it talks about different ways that you can sign your name and what they mean. They also cover this in the UCC, the Uniform Commercial Code. So look that up as well. The commerce section, well, it's all commercial, Uniform Commercial Code. But look that up as well. Hold on 1 second. I believe it's in chapter 10 of Cracking the Code that they talk about the different ways to sign and what that means. Is it this one? No, it's not that one. Hold on. Cracking. Let me do this the easy way. Come up here. Because there are different ways that you can sign your name to reduce the liability. So like if you ever heard somebody say, oh, I got a traffic ticket and I signed it and I put this code and I put that, and basically they're trying to say I'm signing this traffic ticket under duress. They're indicating that by the way that they sign. And so I'm no expert in different ways of I'm no expert in like all of the different ways that you can sign. This is something that I'm learning about right now, but it makes sense. Is this it? Is this it? I'm trying to find it for you guys. Anyway, I don't want to spend too much time on this, but yeah, there's a book called Cracking the Code. It's the 3rd edition book, and it's chapter 10, and they talk about different ways of signing and what all it means. And this is very, very important because a lot of times we are signing as authorized representatives and we do not even realize it. I was speaking with my man about last week, and I said, I got my checkbook because based on what I was studying, they said, look at the signature line of your checkbook. You think that's a line, don't you? They're like, no, zoom in, look, magnify it. It says authorized representative. It's just that the print is so small and so tight, it forms a line. And sure enough, I be that blame Nelly. I got a magnifying glass because I'm old now, y'all, right? And I turned my bifocal magnifying glass on with the light included. Let me write down. I'm telling y'all, this magnifying glass is the bomb. Let me put my Amazon referral link down there in the description. Magnifying glass. Y'all know as I talk to y'all, stuff be coming to me. Amazon link, because this is the magnifying glass you need. I'm gonna put it after this video ends. But yeah, I did that, and sure enough, he and I were looking at it, and he was like, "Look at that! It's your line that you sign on your checkbook. If you still have checks, get in and look at it. It's not a line at all. It just says authorized representative, authorized representative, authorized representative, back to back, back to back. And it's important that you know why they do that. So I want y'all to look into that because it's going to blow your mind. Okay? It's going to blow your mind. All right, let me see what y'all saying. Mary Alice said all lowercase. Speaking of that, teacher kids to write in cursive, guys, because the schools aren't doing it anymore. And trust me, it's not to save time. It's by design. It's by design. John Davis said UCC 1-308, all rights reserved. Yes. Now, when I say yes, the all rights reserved. I don't know. I'm not one of those. I'm a nerd, but I'm not a super nerd yet. So I can't just be like, UCC-202. I don't know them by heart like that yet. So I'm saying yes to the all. Yes, it is in the UCC about the all rights reserved. I don't know if that's the actual code. I trust you, John Davis, but you all do your own research. But so far, John Davis has proved to be a trustworthy person. He said, I've heard of it, never seen how it turns out in court, so I don't know. Yeah, I mean, court is a mixture of many things. It's going to be a mixture of your confidence, your delivery. It's never any one thing. So oftentimes there are some people who hear about this stuff and then they go to court just because they heard about it or watched it on YouTube. And no matter how they sign, if they can't defend it, if they cannot articulate themselves, then it doesn't matter, because court they will run over you. They will railroad you. They love to threaten you. They love to intimidate you. We talked about the psychology of court before in the last video, right? How it's set up very much again, going back to what Mary Alice said with the biblical similarities, court is set up like church. If you think about it, judge has on a robe, like how the pastor usually have on a robe. The judge is elevated, like the altar is elevated. There's this automatically structure of authority to where you just like, let me not question nothing. Let me sit down and shut up. So it's not just knowing how to sign. All of these things play in concert together, right? But these are things that, again, you need to start looking into, because oftentimes when you go into court, if you lose, it's not because you're not right. It's because you haven't done the right things in advance of going to court. You win court before you step through the walls of that building, right? You win court by your performance, by your actions that you take in advance. So I hope that makes sense. But cracking the code, let me go ahead. I'm gonna drop this in the and I have the PDF link too. But yes, cracking the code, 3rd edition, how to sign name without liability. And again, my channel is not here to be sexy and teach y'all a whole bunch of stuff to get you hyped up and geeked up and thinking that you can just rule the world and not have any responsibility. My channel is for people that are really serious about this stuff and how they want to commit a certain amount of time each day, week, month, year, because it is the compound effect of many years of study to get the stuff. We have to unlearn to relearn, because they have really consistently confused us from the time that we entered the public school system, with these words that they use and all types of things, y'all. The rabbit hole goes deep on this one, as my girl Lovely T would say, okay? But that is what you will check out, and then what I will put a link to. It won't be directly after this video, but sometimes tonight I will go and drop all of the links. So we have now discussed what different types of contracts, statute of limitations on contracts, not being so much worried about the color of the ink, although we never want to use black, but instead the how we sign. And let me just tell you this, going back to the color of the ink, I remember hearing a lawyer who he's in Massachusetts or Maryland, one of the states that start with M, and he up north, and he only works with car loan fraud. And he's like, I am busy just on car loan fraud. And he talked about how this couple contacted him because after they left the dealership, they requested a copy of their contract, and it was a contract that they did not recognize. And the dealership had lifted their signature from a contract that they signed and put it on another one. And oh yeah, the terms were completely different. Of course, they won the case because they were able to prove that. I strongly advise all of you, because when we have a car, like I said, I used to sell cars. John Davis, I think he said he still does. But from my experience, 2 types of people that come in to buy cars: those who really, 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 really need it, like yesterday, and those who don't need one. They just got money, they just looking, they don't really need it. And the majority of people who buy right then and there are the people who they caught the bus there and they don't want to catch the bus back. So they will sign anything you put before them. The majority of people who need a car, their car just broke down, they got to take the kids to school tomorrow and they got to be to work. They will sign anything you put in front of them. And guess what? Most of them don't look at it again. Don't look at it again. And when this becomes the norm, and when companies know this, they start to move accordingly. Okay? They start to do not every single car dealership, but there is a lot of fraud in the car industry. So I strongly suggest that you get a copy of your car contract. You say, well, Kim, I already got a copy of my car contract. No, I said get a copy. You have what they gave you on that day. Get another copy to compare it with the copy that you think you have, because you might find that what they send to you is different than what you left with. Are you picking up what I'm putting down? I'm telling y'all. John Davis said, that's why I don't like electronic copies. I want paper in my hands, right? And I read it. Yes, paper is powerful. I like both. I like both. And to be honest with you, I often turn my paper contracts into electronic copies. Like the minute I get a contract, I upload it to my Google Drive, or my Dropbox, or whatever. It depends on the type of contract. Okay, I have different tools for different reasons, but I like to be able to pull something up as long as I have an internet connection at a moment's notice, just because I'm hyper paranoid about, paper is great, but in this day and age where people are like, I lost everything in the house fire, or whatever the case may be, I'm paranoid about both. If I have it electronically, I want to print it out and have a paper copy. And if I have a paper copy, I want to also digitize it so that I can access it from anywhere. That's just me. Is there extra time involved? Yes. But I can't tell y'all how many times somebody was like, you can come back when you have such and such. I'm like, oh no, ma'am, I got it right here. I got it right. Give me my rice. Oh, there you go. And they'd be like, what? All right, now what you need? I ain't coming back now. we gonna continue from right here. I ain't coming back. So that's just me. All right. John Davis says, I was at my hospital's imaging center for an x-ray. They wanted me to sign an electronic contract, but they didn't turn the screen in my direction so I could read. Just gave me a pen pad to sign. Okay, I was about to ask you, this is my buddy. I was about to say, did you do it? But I already knew he did. He said, I demanded paper so I could read before signing it. Took a while. Yes, and this is what we should be doing, you guys. This is what we should be doing. Did you know before you go to close on a house, again, read what was it? RESPA, Real Estate Settlement Procedures Act or something? Is that what it's called? RESPA, though. Before you go to get a house, you're supposed to get that paperwork in advance, because it's going to be tons of paperwork when you go to close on a house. Nobody expects you to read and understand all of that right then and there. That's why you're supposed to get it days in advance to review. If you're taking out a loan in the bank, let them know, oh, I'm happy you approved me for the loan. Because see, they know, most of us, I'm approved? What? You sure? Don't be that person, y'all. It ain't cute. It ain't cute, Blanche. When they approve you, again, my credit crush is no. I don't think you should ever apply for anything without knowing in advance that you're going to be approved anyway, because you should have set it up that way. The same way that you should set it up so that you automatically know that you're going to win in court before you go to court. Same thing when you're going to get an extension of credit. Okay. And when they approve you, not if, but when, that's when you tell the bank loan manager, hey, thanks. I'm going to sit in the lobby for about an hour and read over this contract. Real talk. And that's what you do. So, and if you don't like it, let them know, hey, we need to change this, we need to change that, or whatever the case may be. But you have to be in control. These are your affairs. And I'm telling you guys, the more we learn this stuff, guess what? Your children are watching, your other family members are watching, your friends are watching. The more we learn it, the more we can teach it to others around us, so that these companies can stop taking advantage of us. Does that make sense? Yes. All right. I think I'm just going to go back and review my notes right quick. Yay, buddy. All right, cool. So now we are basically to the end, and the gem that I wanted to share with you guys, and I have done this in other classes previously. Hopefully tonight we didn't go deep, but I said it was contract basics. So and even with not going deep, wow, we still are almost at an hour. But hopefully I whet your appetites enough for you to really go deeper, for you to want to go deeper with this. And I would strongly advise, I have some resources for you, algunos recursos. All right, let me share this screen. So I'm going to tell you guys that while YouTube University is great and it is free, it is not the only place that is free, y'all. Dang, that was real country, wasn't it? It's not the only place that is free, family. Okay. Well, let me show y'all this actually. Share this tab instead. Coursera. My, what do you call it? Credit crushers know. And if you've watched all of my videos, you've seen me talk about Coursera before as well. Coursera, if you just go there and you type in contract like I did, look here. American Contract Law 1, free. This is why I get so pissy when people be like, everybody ain't got money. I don't got money. Well, what if you ain't got the funds? I mean, you don't have to have resources, but can you be resourceful? You don't have to have money, but you got to have the right mentality. Okay? So look at this course. Yale, American Contract Law, enroll for free. Starts October 2nd, which is what? Today. Now, I ain't gonna lie, y'all. Every single time I click on this thing, they always start today, whatever the day is. But that's neither here nor there. Look at this. 32 hours. Yale. Okay, this is how people be like, I studied at Yale. So you could do it too. There are 7 modules in this course. So look at this. Look at this. And then you could go, like, come on, man. There's really no excuse in this day and age. And then after you do contract law 1, right, you can do contract law 2. You see that? Look at this. Intro to American law. Free. Do y'all like this, Jim? Did you know about this? Free 99. You got no excuse. Ninguna excusa. Right? UCC 1 directions. Okay. Oh, hey, Golden Sun Kiss. I think when I initially share, the screen is blurry, and then it should. Nope, it's still blurry. I see what you're saying. That's weird. Dang it. I don't know why it's doing that. Because I have another screen open so that I can see it as you guys see it. I don't know why. It wasn't blurry before. Let me see something. Let me try unsharing and then sharing again. So stop screen. And let me see if when I stop it, there's quite a delay. So let me see something right quick. No, even my icon is blurry now. Everything is blurry for some reason. It might be my internet connection. Oh, I hate that. I did open up quite a few tabs. Let me see if shutting down some of these helps. I can't shut down that. Dang it. All right. Let me see something. Let me try something else. Let me try something else right quick. I am actually going to shut down this. Let's see if I can get it back clear, because I really do want y'all to see this. Then share screen. Let me see here. If not, I might just have to roll with it like this. Unfortunately, we're going to see. Hold on. But how many of you guys knew about free course? And the reason why I like to highlight other platforms outside of YouTube is because I'm going to be honest with you. I have the attention span of a fly. So sometimes, even though I really like the stuff and I really do want to learn it, if I'm looking at this legal stuff and then I see something on the sideline like Ready to Love reunion, I'd be like, oh, the and now I'm over there with Janelle, Quentin, Lee. You know what I'm saying? So when I go to other platforms like a Coursera or a Udemy or something like that, that is a closed platform. So if you take a course in those platforms, they are only going to show you the modules. There's not going to be anything to the side once you go into that course to distract you from the course. Do you follow what I'm saying? So there's a time and place for everything. Yes, I am heavily on YouTube as a creator and a consumer. However, knowing what I know about me and my short, attention span at times, and my affinity for reality TV, there are just times when it's best. Okay, it looks like it's still blurry on my screen. I do not know why that happened. I am so sorry. But yeah. Uh Sil Holmes says, I need to get directions to start my UCC one. Go to Yusuf's channel, high frequency radio. He talks about that. John Davis says, screen looks okay to me. What's your quality mindset? Oh, John stunting on us. John stunting on us. Stunting like my daddy. Stunting like my daddy. John said we broke. No, I'm totally playing. I'm totally playing. But seriously, I'm doing this on my Microsoft Surface Pro. I'm doing StreamYard on my computer. But I'm looking at my phone to see what you guys see. And my phone was super duper clear at the beginning of this. And now it is a little bit blurry. And I didn't change anything on my phone. So I don't know. I don't get it. I think it's really my internet connection. But if John sees it clear, I don't know. Let me just go ahead and I'm just going to show you guys this stuff and drop links. I will have links in the description box below. But just so that you guys know, there are courses out here for free. That was the main thing I wanted y'all to get. This American Contract Law 1, y'all can start that tonight. Y'all can sign up for it. Well, don't do it while I'm still talking, but yeah, after I get done. And then after you finish with Contract Law 1, you can go and do Contract Law 2, okay? But Coursera has so many free courses. There are some that you can pay for. And if you do pay for the free courses, you can get a little certificate like you went to Yale. Excuse me, like you went to Yale, like Tyra Banks did and all of them other people did. But it's definitely not necessary, right? So that is a great resource. Udemy actually has a course that's not too bad. It's not free, but it was $17.99. I am a huge Udemy fan. It's amazing how many people are so very well skilled in a certain area, and they will create a course. I'm telling you guys. I mean, I have courses that I sell about certain things that I do. I price them. My price is my price. But I'm telling y'all, some of these Udemy teachers, oh my gosh, they are really, really good. And so this course right here, it says Fundamentals of U.S. Contracts Law. They said that their regular price is $60, but for the next 5 hours, you can get it for $17.99. And I would advise you to go to Udemy and just I think I have a Udemy referral link. If you can't wait on that, just go ahead and do it now. And if I do have a referral link, then I'll put it on this video within, the next few hours. But yeah, this talks about endorsing contracts. I'm just telling you guys that this is stuff that we need to learn. And most of us did not learn it in school on purpose. If we did learn it in school, it usually was by somebody who made it so not interesting that we didn't pay attention. Okay. So now that we see how this actually plays out in real life, we're wanting to go back and learn this stuff again. So look at this. This particular person, and this has 27 ratings and 4.4 stars, but they even discuss the Uniform Commercial Code in here. Defenses to acceptance, consideration, offer. These are terms that you need to know as it relates to contract law. Okay, so this $18 course, literally less than what, a trip to a fast food restaurant. Not bad at all. So that's Coursera and Udemy. There's also something called Alison. And this is a new platform to me. But Alison, first of all, again, keeping in with the interaction and participation, tell me, have you guys heard of any of these platforms? This Alison Empower Yourself platform also has an introduction to contracts in law course for free, for completely free. Okay. So, I mean, look, in this free, describe the 3 ways of communicating a contract in common law, list the common defenses for a party accused of breach of contract. Define the three elements of a true contract: offer, acceptance, and consideration. Define what is a breach of contract and how it's determined. Record the remedies used to fix a contract. A lot of people going to court and arbitration right now are losing because they don't understand how to articulate certain things. They don't understand, what did we talk about in the last video, y'all? Legalese, the language of the law. A lot of times you think you know how to say something, but really you get to court and you sound like a bumbling fool. You be like, I didn't even know that's what they were talking about, or they didn't say that, or you lying. You can't go to court and act like you on the street. Okay? Now you know you were lying. The truth ain't in you. Try that in court. Try that in front of an arbiter and see how it work out for you. See how that works out, playboy. Then let me know. Come back and let me know. All right. So yeah, check out Alison. Again, as I'm saying these different platforms, I want to know from you, have you heard of them before? The last one I'm going to share with you, this is, Harvard University. We saw Yale before. Now we're looking at Harvard. They have a free class too, it appears. This one is contract law, from trust to promise to contract. Okay. Get into it, y'all. All right. So yeah, these are just the little things I wanted to drop, because contracts is how a lot of commerce is done. I want y'all to understand, when you get your driver's license, that's an implied contract. That's an implied contract. You are basically saying, hey, I studied to get this driver's license. I took a test. I passed. Now I am, in order to get this license from the state, I am saying that I will follow whatever rules y'all come up with in my municipality. It's an implied contract. Okay? And it will hem your butt up. It's a lot of money making. In traffic tickets. Okay. All right. So let me go and look and see if y'all said anything. Okay. I don't see any new comments. So, did you guys enjoy this broadcast? Did you learn something new? Your homework. I want you to get a copy of your car contract. I want you to actually look at it. And I want you to highlight words that you don't know, words that you don't understand. And I want you to go to the handy dandy Googler and I want you to look them up. And for those of you who's serious about this, like you about it. I want you to go to your law library and then look up those words in a legal dictionary and see if the words that you think you looked up and knew on the handy dandy Googler meant the same thing on the legal dictionary. Because y'all, these people are speaking a language that you think you know and you really don't. It's like me, right? I studied Spanish in undergrad. I understand Spanish. Entiendo español. And Portuguese is much like Spanish, but I call it saque mind Spanish. Because anytime I hear somebody speaking Portuguese, I'm like, I don't know what they're saying. Right? It's like if you're from the South and you talk to somebody from up north. Now, I love my northerners, but I'm going to say y'all got a vernacular that's a little bit different than us. And likewise, a northerner might listen to a southerner and be like, I know what the heck you talking about. No, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know. So, yeah, legalese is like that. The words may look the same, but mean something totally different, or not look the same at all. When they throw that Latin in there, y'all, that's on purpose. That is a proposito, okay? And you need to know this, man. So again, thank you all for your participation, especially people that were on live. John Davis, I always appreciate you. Syl Holmes, Golden Sunkiss, Mary Alice, thank you so much. El Don Crypto, D Crider was in the house for this one. Stay Focused, one of my regulars. Yes. And guys, definitely hit that like button. Do it right now while it's on your mind. Go look up those free courses. When we reconvene, I want to know what free courses have you registered for. Yes, I want to know, did you get a copy of your contract? Did you highlight all the words that you did not know? Did you look them up in your dictionary versus the law library dictionary. Let's get to it. Okay? There ain't nothing left but to do it. Thank you all for your time. Y'all have a good night. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.